Okay, when you're looking to upgrade or replace your video card, the very first thing that you need to do is go to support.dell.com, and there's a section in there where you can put in your service tag, and then you can pull a manual so that you can look at what type of slot your video card will fit into. And we have 3 different models right here. There's PCI, you also have an AGP slot. You'll notice a difference in the keying here as well. And then you also have a PCI Express slot. AGP and PCI Express is going to be your most common that you're going to see in your newer systems. And as you can see, the difference between the AGP card and the PCI Express card is quite a bit. Now, this hook that you see on the back end right here, when you open up your system, there's a few different ways that your manual will show you as to how to release the lockdown mechanism where it's going to hold down your expansion cards in your system. This one here folds up. Small button you push in here and it folds up. You have a lot of the newer systems have 2 levers that you would squeeze together, and then it rolls back, releasing the top bladed edge here of your expansion cards. Makes it easier to remove. Also saves you a lot of trouble. You don't have to have a screwdriver and things of that manner. Now, you'll notice here where your monitor plugs in. Inside the system here, you have the lever I mentioned earlier that will lock down on an AGP or a PCI Express card. You want to make sure that as you're lifting the front of the card that you disengage or just pull it out on the lever and it's bent in the direction you need to pull it in, and then just gently lift the card out. Now, you might have to wiggle it a little bit, as I am, but it will break free. Now, as you can see, we talked about the hook. This is your AGP card. It also has that hook. The reason this hook is here is to secure the back side of your card. Some of these video cards will have heat sinks and fans that could cause some minor vibration in the system as it's being used. Also, just the heat in the system, moving the system around from place to place. The back side of this card could possibly raise up. And if you notice, some of these cards on this bladed edge here is pretty long. Some of your newer PCI Express cards may come with additional hardware as opposed to what you see here. Such as in this card, you'll see that it has its own power connector. You find this connector, there's only one type that's going to fit this type of video card. It'll plug right in the back of the system or in the top edge of your video card. And some of these also have additional hardware such as a rail or a bracket that might be attached to this video card. Again, it's for stability, especially if you've got a video card that has a large amount of memory, a large heat sink, fans. You may need that extra support, such as what that lockdown is that we mentioned earlier. And that can actually go all the way back up into the system and run the full length of the system for a video card. Okay, so now that we have our replacement, we've taken the old card out, we want to put the new card in. Again, same place, just reverse. We want to make sure that this bladed edge that's right here that's going to be facing the outside of the system is met up flush against the back of the system inside. Line up the bladed edge against the controller and then easily push down. If you heard that click right there, that was not only the card going into the controller slot, but it was also that little lever back here on the back that locked around the back side of the card. Again, use your thumb on the back side of the card, or on the top edge of your card now, which would be here in this case, and just kind of push down on that again, make sure that it's seated firmly into that controller. Then, of course, reverse it, push this down, it's locked into place, you can plug in your display, close this, stand it back up, plug in, and you are ready to go. The next thing you would have to do, of course, once you power up and go to your operating system, is install your drivers. Your video card that you just put in will function when you first turn your system on. Just realize that the resolution or your display on your screen might seem really large. Well, you have to allow the drivers to install. Some of the new operating systems will install automatically. So the cards, most of the cards, if not all of them, will come with a CD if needed. And after the driver install has taken place, then you can just right-click on your desktop, choose Properties, go to your display settings, change your resolution as you normally would.